When the President of the United States stood to applaud me, I felt the weight of 6 empty chairs more than the weight of history. Applause rolled through the chamber like a rising tide, dignified, measured, echoing through marble and polished wood. My name rang out in full, Staff Sergeant Elise Monroe. And as I stepped forward in full dress uniform, I didn't smile. Not because I wasn't proud, but because this moment wasn't for anyone else. It was for everything I'd built when no one had bothered to look. The President rose first. Then came the sea, suits, uniforms, shining shoes, clapping hands. Flashbulbs fired. And just as the roar reached its height, I felt it, a subtle vibration from the phone tucked into my uniform jacket. I didn't need to check it. I already knew what it was. Later, alone in my hotel room, I finally looked. Messages blinked on the screen. Ryan, wait, the actual president? Chloe, you could have said something. Kinda messed up TBH. Mom. Screenshot of the live stream, caption, well, wow. I didn't answer. I didn't need to. Earlier that day, I'd noticed the chairs, an entire row labeled Monroe family. 6 of them. All empty. No purses tucked under the seats. No jackets slung across the backs. Not even a program left behind to pretend someone might have come. Just 6 pristine, unclaimed spaces, like they'd never intended to be proud. Now they were mad they hadn't been invited. This, from the same people who had rolled their eyes when I pressed my Rotk shirt, who'd laughed when I called boot camp a dream. Who said ambition was just a phase. And now? Now they wanted to be part of the photograph. Of course they did. I was 16 the first time Chloe said it out loud, not whispered behind my back but sharp, deliberate, at our lockers, loud enough to echo. She's just playing soldier. Give her a doll and call it a day. They laughed. I didn't. I looked down at my boots, scuffed from drill, laces tied perfectly. And kept walking. At home, my Rotk jacket sat neatly draped over the kitchen chair. My mom passed it, laundry basket on her hip, and muttered, maybe this will teach you some discipline. I just picked up the jacket so it wouldn't fall. That year, I wrote an essay, Why Service Matters. I spoke of legacy, of grandpa's medals in a showbox, of showing up even when no one salutes. I won 2nd place in the state. Left the certificate on the kitchen counter. The next morning, a coffee ring bled across my name. Mom glanced at it. Well, it's not the New York Times, she said. No one came to the awards dinner. Chloe had cheer regionals. Ryan said, it's just an essay, right? Dad never looked up from the weather. So I went alone, wearing borrowed flats and a thrift store dress. They called my name. I smiled, said thank you, then left. No one noticed the write-up tacked to the school bulletin board. No one read it. At graduation, I spotted Mom's car in the parking lot and felt my chest rise with hope. I fixed my gown. Reapplied lip balm. Walked toward it. The car was empty. She'd driven Chloe to cheer tryouts across the street. I sat on the curb with my diploma in hand and walked home alone. Eventually, I stopped expecting celebration. I just didn't want to be erased. I wore my uniform to school once, senior year. Chloe scoffed and said, still playing army dress up. I looked at her. Then at the ribbon I'd sewn onto my collar. It's not dress up if it doesn't come off, I said. She didn't answer. No one did. They all assumed I'd grow out of it, the uniform, the schedule, the need to prove something. My first posting was 3 states away. No one offered to drive me. No send-off. Just a bus ticket and a quiet weather report. I texted a photo to the family chat, me in fatigues, hair pulled back, smile forced but honest. Ryan left it on scene. Chloe replied hours later. Niece, is that real gear or, like, rock stuff? I typed a full explanation, deleted it, and just replied with a thumbs up. That first year was sweat and mud and early mornings that didn't care who was watching. I ran until my arches throbbed. Cleaned rifles until CLP clung to my dreams. Folded uniforms crisper than any sentence I'd heard at home. No one asked if I was okay. Not once. At Christmas, I sent gifts from the PX. A mug that read "Best Grandma Ever," even though Mom wasn't one. Novelty socks for Ryan. Chloe's favorite snacks, overpriced and bubble-wrapped. Only Chloe replied. "Thanks, I guess. Kinda random but okay, lol." I kept that message. Not because it was warm, because it was the only one. Then came deployment. Another continent, same silence. On my 24th birthday, they FaceTimed me, but not for me. It was Aiden's birthday. They held the phone up to a cake. Chloe's voice chimed. "Oh, hey Elise. You're still in Japan, right? Cool. Anyway, say hi to Aiden." The camera flipped. I waved. No one waved back. After that, I stopped answering. Stopped marking birthdays. They became just quiet evenings with vending machine coffee and leftover chow. I started calling them Tuesdays. And then the call came, the one that changed everything. A medevac, radio down. I led the fallback without maps, without margin. Lives were saved. A commendation followed. Quiet. Folded. No ceremony. Just a database entry and a medal in the mail. I pinned it above my bunk. Velcro. No frame. Didn't tell anyone. Didn't want another call or LOL. When the official invitation to DC arrived months later, I hesitated before telling them. Finally, I did. A quick text. Flying to DC next month. Being honored by the Department of Defense. Thought you should know. Chloe, cute. Don't forget to salute the punch bowl. Ryan, cool. Maybe Biden will tweet you. Mom, thumbs up sign. A single gray thumbs up. It felt like someone passing your open door on purpose. Not because they didn't see you, but because they didn't want to. Still, I went. Polished my shoes by hand. Tied my laces tight. Pinned my final ribbon above my heart. I didn't check the mirror. I knew what I carried mattered more than how I looked. Inside the ceremony hall, the silence was heavy, carved from old wood and old names. An aide adjusted my nameplate. Another smoothed my sleeve. I stepped forward. Rows of chairs stretched out in perfect order. 5 rows in, a placard, Monroe family. 6 white chairs. Untouched. Not even the lazy mess of people who show up late. Just absence. Clean, complete. And I remembered my graduation, the empty seat, the unused lunch. The smile I held too long. Some absences ring louder than applause ever could. They called my name. The applause came. Full. Controlled. A wall of sound rising from years of silence. The president stood. We shook hands. And then I walked past the Monroe row again. Still untouched. Still pretending someone might arrive. Across the aisle, the photographer, Marcus, lifted his camera. I didn't smile. Didn't pose. Just walked. Click. He caught it, the punctuation mark at the end of a sentence I'd been writing since I was 15. I didn't post the handshake. Or the medal. Just that one photo, me walking past 6 untouched chairs. No caption. The world understood. And the messages came. A former professor. Proud of you, Elise. Always knew you had something rare. An old neighbor. Didn't realize you were the one doing all this. And, quietly, my first team leader overseas. Still leading with stillness. Some of us noticed before the world did. I didn't reply. Didn't need to. Then, at night, the family reached out. Ryan? You could have told us it was this big. TBH kinda messed up. Mom's voicemail. You embarrassed us, Elise. This isn't how family does things. No mention of the award. No curiosity about the moment. Just disappointment for being left out of something they never built. I typed one line in my notes app. Family includes, or it doesn't. Then I deleted it. Some truths aren't meant to be shared. Just held close. The next morning, a bonsai tree arrived. No card. Just a quiet delivery at my door. A note inside, neat and square. Started this the day you left for Okinawa. It's yours now. Grace. I ran my fingers along a fresh cut in its trunk. Grace once told me, you prune it hard, not to punish it, but to teach it strength. That evening, Megan came to my door, Chloe's wife, holding a Tupperware wrapped in an old towel. I made the rice cake you liked, she said, voice careful. Not apologetic. Just real. We sat in my kitchen, small table, quiet air. She saw the photo. The uniform. The medal still boxed. I didn't realize it looked like that, she said. Her voice cracked. You were always there, and we never saw you. I let her cry. Later, we sat on the porch. The bonsai leaned toward the light. I was wrong about you, she said. I looked at her. Then at the tree. A lot of things grow when they're given room to. We clinked mugs. No toast. Just steam rising. And I didn't think about them again.